can feel it down in my plums. When I hear a sound, a rap at the door, my young son Gabriel walks in.
Welcome
My
back to
wife say
Let the
no,
Boys
can't
Watch,
believe.
a
I
Going
say
Great
no.
production.
Let the
This
boy
is
watch.
the fifth episode of season 3 of House of the Dragon. It's called Unbowed and Unbent. We'll be talking about that today. It was directed by Nina Lopez Corrado. Uh, it was starring Matt Smith, Emma Darcy, Olivia Cooke, James Norton, Fabien Frankel, not for much longer, hopefully, Matthew Needham, Tom Glynn-Carney, Ewan Mitchell, Fia Saban, Jefferson Hall, welcome back, and a bunch of others. We won't get into it. I've already gone long enough. Alongside me is our good friend Ryan. Ryan, how are you today?
Doing good. I don't have any claws feet stuck in my hoofs, so
Oh,
I'm feeling
thank
pretty good.
God. Thank God.
Stick a knife in my neck and just
I
end
just
it.
end it.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, but my name, by the way, is Ben. I did not mention at the open, but I'm doing good. Doing good.
Good. Yeah. I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about. This was I would say an interesting week. And I think depending on your perspective, you may have hated or loved this episode. Just for anyone listening, we will not get into any spoilers beyond what has been presented in the show. We have both read A Song of Ice and Fire. I personally know what's going to happen in Fire and Blood. Well, I should say, I know what happens in Fire and Blood. I don't know what's happening in this show. So if you're afraid of spoilers, don't worry, we're not going to do anything. But we may talk about things from World of Ice and Fire, things of that nature. If you want to get involved in some of those conversations, please send us an email, ltbwpodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram at Let the Boys Watch Pod. And Benny, tell them where else they can not comment and not do anything.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Search for Let the Boys Watch House of the Dragon, Unbowed and Unbent. You could search for Let the Boys Watch Home Alone. You could search for Shawshank Redemption. You could search for Godzilla Minus Zero. We've done so many movies, so many shows. We would love for
Apparently,
you
talented Mr. Ripley is constantly popular.
Really? I didn't know
It
that.
gets views all the time.
Hell yeah. Shout out Matt Damon. Maybe shout out Matt Damon a little bit later in the episode too. Stand by for
I was
that.
gonna ask you, so stay tuned for maybe an unspoiled Odyssey review.
Yeah, you've only had 3,000 years to read it, but we won't spoil it if you haven't
Yeah.
seen it. But no, follow us on YouTube, search Let the Boys Watch, click subscribe. That way you don't have to search for us every week when we drop a new episode. And surprise, we're dropping new episodes on Tuesdays for House of the Dragon. So, hey, we like to switch it up sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, why not? I mean, figure by, Thursday, people have already listened to all their podcasts and they're ready for next week. So why
Right.
not? Try and do it a little earlier this time.
Yep.
Um, so we'll rate this episode. We'll get to some segments. But first, Benny, what'd you think about this episode?
Locked in still. I think this
Locked.
is yeah, locked, cocked,
John
and ready
Locked.
to yeah, ready to unload. No, I thought this is great. The tension that they're building is really good. I like the way this episode kind of gave you whiplash, the amount they were kind of like flipping around to all these different storylines and places. Um, I'm really excited. I'm pumped to see where this season ends up. We're getting close to kind of our very famous last two episodes of the season. Yeah, I'm enjoying what they're doing. Everything feels so tense, and the stakes just keep getting higher for everybody. I don't want to call these chess piece moving episodes because how many times we're going to say that, but they're just building the tension, and I think it's gonna explode at some point here, and I'm ready for it.
Would you pronounce it Savas?
I would say Sivas.
Sivas? Okay,
I
either
don't know
way,
why. I don't know
Savas or
why.
Sivas. This was a Sivas peace moving
Yeah,
episode.
good point. Good point.
Um, it's funny while I was watching it, I was kind of like chill out. Like calm down. I know what you're saying with like the whiplash and back and forth and whatever, but there's so many storylines that it's kind of hard not to do this. And I think you're right where this is all right. we got a lot of storylines going on, and then in the last three, two episodes, whatever they want to do, if they um, land it properly. I know there's another season, but if they land this season properly, we'll have a couple of things converge. Maybe some things happen. I'm sure there'll be some kind of cliffhanger-esque type ending. We'll see. Um, but so while I was watching it, I was kind of a little whiplashed in a bad way. But after thinking about it, and of course, looking at the internet, listening to some other podcasts, I was like, you know what? It was a pretty good episode. How many times have we said like, um, you know, I just want more lore. We're like
Hmm.
so, like you said, we're locked in. So like, if they were just like, all right, show's over, and then all of a sudden the encore comes on, you're like, yes, more stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
so, and I will say, a lot of things and a lot of storylines are n new to me. They're not in the book, or they're, going in a different direction or whatever. So it's still exciting. It's still surprising for me. I think the book readers that are bitching, just are gonna complain no matter what. It's an adaptation. Yes, it's based on some kind of source material, but A, this is not a novel that it's based on. It's like a fake history book, so open to interpretation, just like all history. And B, all adaptations make changes because book to screen is not exactly the same. So, I mean, I get it, but chill out, bro.
Yeah, and I mean, look, I'm so, and I think we'll get into it in our little Odyssey corner we do at the end. But dude, I'm just so over people's opinions. Like
Ugh,
I mean, here we are, two people giving opinions, but we
yeah,
are very honest about the fact that our opinions don't mean anything. We just
no,
like
we're
talking about
stupid.
this stuff, and don't. If you disagree with us, I would like to hear why you disagree with us. I'm not going to sit here and say that what I say is fact but like, dude, I'm just very tired of everybody having a voice, he said from his podcast. But um it's just like you complained that, and I get it, it's probably not all the same people, but you complain that it's boring because we're not bouncing around to all these different things, and then people are going to say that now it's too many storylines and it's getting like, what do you want? What do you want? You go to HBO, pitch your show, and let's see how many
Right.
of us like it. So I'm very much sticking with the people that I like hearing discuss it. Again, shout out for the third week in a row, but all Shift X. I love hearing, him,
The
and now I'm getting it.
GAWD.
Yeah, and I'm getting into, the guy that he does some stuff with Glidus. So I just want to hear people that enjoy it, and hopefully, if you're listening to this, you're kind of in that realm. Or like I said, if you disagree, I'd like to hear why. Um, but yeah, I'm into it. I'm liking where they're going. I'm liking that we're getting different things. We're getting different storylines, and I don't know. There's no beef that I have with it as of now. But I'm famously easily pleased when it comes to the show.
That's true. I mean, I have some complaints about this episode, but yeah, overall, it
I'm willing to hear your complaints because you don't say it ruined the entire show. They suck. They don't know what they're doing.
ruined my life.
Right. Like
I'm never
that's
watching this again.
that's that's where I'm ready to just draw the line and be like, just shut up. I don't care what you think.
I think just like almost anything else in our current society, like real life is not the internet. Like,
Right.
yeah, the internet is don't get fantastic. They got stuff about ice and fire, porn, stocks, memes. They got it all. I can order a pizza
Gifts.
online. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But we gave every moron a voice, as he says from his podcast.
Yeah.
And a lot of them choose to just complain, and that's all they do. And
Yeah.
it is what it is.
I mean, and that's too like, yeah, I kind of got out of the theory crafting business because, I read some people's theories. I'm like, yo, that would be sick.
Right.
And when it doesn't happen, like they never made
Oh,
promise. Yeah, they never made promises like that's what was going to happen. You start putting yourself down this lane of what you think should happen that you're not receptive to something else that happens. And again, not saying that it's all 100% the perfect story, but I don't know. I just kind of feel like I'm just taking things as they are, and I'm enjoying the season so far.
Yeah. Tomorrow's
I
not
think this is,
guaranteed. Might as well just enjoy yourself.
and I think this season started out very high with the first two episodes, but I think overall this is the most consistent season so far.
Yeah, so far. It's yeah, season two was kind of crap, to be honest, but season one was pretty good, and season three is pretty good so far. So I'll
I'll say
take
the
it.
only thing that like I said I was super interested in what happens to Eamon. Just get him out of Harrenhal, dude. I don't know what
Oh,
the hell, like Harrenhal stuff is
oh,
just it always drags, and I know you need to keep him there for a certain amount of time, but like
yeah.
I don't know. Every time we go to Harrenhal, I'm like, all right, we're doing the same thing over and over again.
Alice Rivers
And
stinks.
yeah, she's
She
interesting, but like,
stinks.
oh my God, come on. And
How
like I said,
many
I
and how
get
many idiot party of three sellswords are gonna show up? Like A, Aemond is an accomplished warrior.
yeah,
B, he has a dragon. What did you idiots think you were gonna do?
yeah. And so that's the only thing I see that I'm just like maybe not that the Damon storyline was that bad last year, but it's just like maybe that's just whatever they're just holding people at Harrenhal to like pass time. And maybe you just don't need to check in every 35 minutes of the show.
Right. Like, all right, as far as like the timeline goes, fine. He can be stuck at Harrenhal forever. I don't care. But we do not need to check in this many times. We could have just done. We probably, honestly, we could have gotten rid of all the Harrenhal check-ins this episode except for the last one
Yeah.
because he comes back out, he's like kind of messed up, and she's like, "Oh, out of your coma," or whatever stupid thing she says. That would have been fine, and then we would have gotten everything. Like, okay, did we get that she's like giving him the mommy treatment, humming to him? Like, no, but who cares? Like, we all know
Yeah.
that's what's happening anyway.
Right, right. She did it to Damon last year, so
Yeah, it's so
like
stupid.
we get it.
I hate it. I hate every time they go to them. I'm like, no, stop it.
Or at least do something cool.
Yeah, she's like doing parlor tricks and stuff. Like, either be a witch or stop it and stop showing me this idiot. Ugh. Um, but anyway, uh, should we do some scores and then we'll talk about the episode a little more?
Let's do it.
Um, would you like to start or would you like me to? I know we're not doing it. I gotta look at my other scores because
Be-
I don't care.
Yeah, while you do that, I'm gonna go 8.1. Like I said,
Wow.
incredibly consistent this season. I thought last week was good, and upon reading and watching more people talk about last week, I liked it a little bit more. And I even feel like the Rhaenyra episode, I really enjoyed, and I should have scored that one a little bit higher. But I'm gonna go 8.1 here. Still keep it under my um obnoxiously low episode one score. I should have went higher there, but yeah, like I said, I think this is consistent. I like where all the storylines are going. I like all the setup. This is yes, it's set up, but it's set up that I've been enjoying, and it makes you want to know the resolution. It makes you more intrigued with what's going to happen. I'm intrigued by the City Watch stuff. I like how that one kind of ended up. Um, I love how Damon goes there and just 13 seconds into his speech, everybody's turned around. Nobody cares about their money anymore. They're all bought into
Silver,
yeah.
yeah.
They're all bought into what Damon's selling. And yeah, we get to the end and you think that they maybe turned a corner with figuring out what's going on there, or at least starting to put an end to it. But you're left with an even bigger question at the end. And I feel like that's how all these storylines have been is they're building, but they're adding more intrigue and tension with every episode, and I've enjoyed that.
That's fair. What did you give it? 8.1?
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna go same, 8.1.
let's
I
go.
it's it's a little now I agree maybe we both rated the first episode like a little low, but like I kind of looking back, I think I like this episode a little bit better than episode one. I definitely like it better
Okay.
the Rhaenyra episode, the Rhaenyra focused episode, um, but not as good as maybe episode two. So yeah, I think my I'm all jumbled up here in a tight cluster, but yeah, I think 8.1 as well. Um, yeah, it was looking back, it was a pretty enjoyable episode, I gotta say. Um, I think
It flew this week.
yes,
This episode went by super quick.
it did. And I think my assumption is, and I don't know, but I think all the setups this week and kind of last week, if I think where they're going, next week should be very good, I think. But we'll see. Who knows? I did think it was funny that did you watch the preview this week and last week?
No, I don't watch.
Okay.
I try not to watch the previews.
All right. Well, I'll just tell you what happened. They did for last week, they said this season on and showed scenes from like the rest of the season. But
Yeah.
then this week they said next week on. So I
Okay.
think they tried to like whatever they were trying to do.
Tickle
But
you a little bit last week. Keep you pulled in, and now they're like, all right, it's coming now.
like I'm out. I mean, even if I was mad, I'm watching this whole season. Like I'm in.
Yeah, I mean, come on, for 5 episodes in, it's three left. Like we
Yeah.
can do it.
Honestly, also, what else am I doing? Nothing.
Come on, Sunday night, please.
Sunday night, not going doing anything. Come on now.
I can avoid thinking about work for an hour.
In, in. If I can not have the Sunday scaries for about 2 hours, because I gotta get everything ready. I have a nice little get a snack ready, watch the episode, and then I'm on Reddit for like
A
45
little
minutes.
debrief, yeah.
Bet. All right. Let's do some segments, but before we do those, is there anything you want to bring up that maybe doesn't fit in our traditional segments?
I'm in tr like what is Orman's plan?
Oh, great
Like
question. I
like
want to know
I
too.
he's very like this is what I want to happen. But dude, like he has like what's your again, yeah, I brought it up last week and we really didn't get anything this week. Um Dude gets smoked in Cybos and then just can't handle losing. Um yeah, I don't know, man. I'm intrigued at like how is he planning to accomplish the goal of putting Darren on the throne?
They keep and this is to be fair, none of this is based book knowledge. This is all speculation because this
Yeah.
is not really in the book. They keep harping on cunning and like he's got plans and like all this shit. So like I'm definitely curious what his plan is and when we try, when we see that enacted, or at least tried to be enacted because I feel like how this season is gone and this show, it's always like something happens, an accident, someone, whatever, something goes
Yeah.
down. So I don't know.
But also, I mean, rest in peace, Allison and Helena. I mean, they're just stuck in the walls now forever, obviously.
Forever. There's no, that is 1000% nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
Being stuck in the
So
walls with all the rats in the dark.
I thought we were getting Damon stumbling upon them like in the basement. I didn't know that Damon was uh gonna stumble upon a bunch of people murdered from the City Watch.
Yeah,
Because they kept cutting back and forth between Damon and them stuck in the walls. I'm like, oh, they're gonna pop out right in front of Damon. Um,
that would have been
yeah,
funny. Like almost like comical, like they fall out of a painting.
yeah. So we'll see how they get out of that one too. I'm intrigued as to what's next for Allison and Helena.
I hope they die in that wall because they annoy me. Allison, okay, not, we'll probably talk about her later as her character, but they're annoying me. Um, the other thing about what you brought up with Damon and his boys in the City Watch, like I like it, but it feels like Sons of the Harpy, like 2.0. And it's like, I don't know, it's just it's good. It's like when a band releases another album and it's exactly like the first album with just like a little bit different, and you're like, I
Yeah.
like this, but it's the same shit.
I want it's gonna depend on how they land the plane with it.
Fair.
And yeah, I don't know who's doing it. I do like the fact that, they feel like they got one up on who's ever planning this, and it just completely blows up in Damon's face.
Anyway. Well, I mean, it seems like Orman's behind it based on the communication.
Right, right. But I thought, that they had figured out, in their minds, they found someone, tortured him,
Gotcha.
got the answer about Dayron. They're like, aha, we solved the crime. And then for all of it to just blow up in his face like 10 hours later.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think because they have an idea that it's there and they're probably gonna assume that it's Ormond or someone in the high tower. They're probably gonna like go after Allison and she's gonna be stuck in the walls.
Now what?
Who's trying to make your son king? Ugh, I so sick of how she well, we'll talk about her later. Anyway, all right, let's do some segments. I'm sure the other stuff will pop up as we're talking. But let's start as always with the Iron Throne. Who sat the Iron Throne for you this week? So who was the, I don't know, maybe not best, but your favorite character of this episode?
Who won the week? Who's your favorite
Yeah,
character?
whatever you want.
Um, it's a hard one.
It's
It's a hard
tough.
one this
This
week.
week's tough.
Everybody's getting, they're one step forward, two steps back. I'm gonna go with interesting one. I'm gonna go Laris for finally telling off, really, for finally telling off Aegon right to his face and getting
It
away
was
with
good.
it so far. Like I said, I've enjoyed that storyline a lot this year. Um, it was just one of the all-time speeches of the show, and it follows Aemon being like, "Oh, Aegon got every advantage, and I got nothing," and then Aegon giving his side and saying Aemon got everything, and then finally someone just smacking one of these two little spoiled brats in the face verbally and just saying, dude, you had every opportunity. You just choose to bitch and just be the world's biggest crybaby. Um, so I loved seeing that on screen. I loved the chemistry between those two, and I'm interested to see where they're going. Shout out Time, is it what's his name? Tymond?
Thailand. Lannister?
Thailand. Yeah, popping
Yeah.
back up out of nowhere.
Just
That was one
that was
we
wild.
always say you got to see the body, and we did kind of say we didn't see the body at the end of that episode with him, but I thought it was pretty established that him going into the water with all that armor on was not good. So interesting. Welcome back. We'll see what you have to do the rest of
They
this season.
they needed an ally because otherwise, like, it would be like so improbable that they would get out of this situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, Thailand showing back up is interesting. Um, I was I shouldn't say I was definitely gonna pick Laris, but he was on my list, on my short list, uh, for the Iron Throne this week. I almost kind of wanted to give it to Aegon too, because I feel like this was the moment where he grew up a little. We'll see if it's actually true. I think I'm actually gonna give it to an improbable choice, Gwaine,
Oh, he
because
gets to go take a shower finally.
he gets to get the fuck out of Kristen Cole's nihilistic emo boy nonsense and
Yeah.
go take a bath and like just go be rich in Old Town. I mean, we'll see what happens to him. But yeah, I mean, it was like he was just finally done with his crap. I mean, to be fair, he was like, you know, hey, it'd be cool if you worked for me. And Kristen Cole was
We
like,
Were you getting a little Gwen might have a little crush on Kristen Cole in that scene?
Eh, not really. I could
He
see where
wants
you.
him to go see the sunrise with him. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, it's there's not. But I don't know. I didn't get that feeling. No.
Okay.
Um,
Maybe I was just fan fictioning in my head.
I mean, listen, that'd be a handsome couple. To be fair,
Listen,
I'd run the
I don't want to
tower
tell you
with
what
them any
I
day.
don't want to yeah, I don't want to tell you what I dreamt about last night, but let's just say the high tower was fully wrecked.
Oh, there you go. Um, but yeah, I mean, Gwen stinks. Like, I don't really like Gwen, but yeah, it's like he finally broke up with his abusive partner and is finally getting out of that situation. So good for him.
Yeah. I mean, the high towers are all such stuck up little, I don't know, I'm just self-censoring myself there, but
Yeah.
the fact that Gawain is like the most normal one and his name is Gawain
Oh, Gwen,
really really tells you everything you need to know.
the worst, the worst. Um, should we do a couple, and I'm calling it now, Hands of the King, so Ani Mensch's Iron Thrones, or would you
Okay.
rather go to least favorite character, which I'm also dubbing as the Pretenders, the
Okay.
Fagons,
The usurpers.
the Usurpers.
Let's do Ani Mentions after.
Okay. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead. I have two choices for my Fagon of the week.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go with Alicent this week because she sucks so bad. And I just I don't it's honestly even hard to explain why she bothered me so much, I guess, but I'm gonna try. So she is lying to Helena. She's not trying to get her grandchild out of there. It's like basically self-preservation. She doesn't really care about Helena, but she doesn't want to leave her because whatever.
Yeah.
Um, she comes up with the worst lies to Helena and to Massaria.
Oh
Um,
God.
drinks the moon tea like an idiot. Like you didn't have to. Come on, that's like someone who commits too hard to the bit. You're just like,
Yeah.
dude, you don't have. No one
We get
cares.
it. Yeah.
Stop. Um, and there was some other thing that bothered me about her this week, but I'll leave it at that. She annoyed me greatly this week. She just like and the reasoning for her trying to get Helena out was just like so stupid. Like, no, but if it is a boy, then she might try to hurt you. But like if you get a shmushmortion now, then it's nothing. You get nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stupid.
I agree. I mean, Allison is just she's flailing. Um, and every scheme and every plot that she has is worse than the last one.
Ugh. Nothing worse than someone who thinks they're smart and is trying to come up with schemes, and you're like, all right, Ralph Cramden, like, take it easy. You're not gonna get rich quick on this one.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Um, my Fagon of the week, I'm gonna go with. I gotta do it again. It's Crispy Cole, Crispin Cole, Kristen Cole, whatever we want to call him. D- I'm so tired of hearing this guy spin this narrative about himself like he's the greatest thing to ever walk the earth, the most honorable knight there ever was.
Thanks.
Like, it's not even like you had that whole arc with Jamie Lannister where how are you supposed to be loyal to all of these vows when you have the vow to be a knight? You have to, honor what your king says to you. And the things that he did broke oaths, but were honorable. The things that Kristen Cole that you've done are your own fault. Like no one told you to bang Millie Alcock. Nobody told you to bang Alison Hightower. Like, and then we haven't even mentioned it. He's constantly talking about how Alicent is the best thing in the world. Like, pretty sure she doesn't care about you, bro, at all.
I don't even
So,
think about you.
yeah, she's my guiding light. They're gonna sing songs about me. I'm the greatest
Oh,
warrior. Like, dude, I cannot wait until his face is just getting trampled in the mud and just forgotten to the history books. Like, I never want to Fantastic, Fabien Frankel. You're the best. Great job.
Oh yeah, great acting job.
But oh
Character
my God,
stinks.
I'm so sick of Kristen Cole and his delusions.
Yo, he would love AC 130 dashboard. Would love dashboard confessional. He'd be
Oh,
crying in his on his
oh,
riding his horse away from the party.
out in the rain.
Such a loser. Oh my goodness. Um, ugh, good call. All right. What do you got for Hands of the King? Because I feel like I have a couple this week.
Hands of the
Not quite
King.
Iron Thrones, but some good performances.
Hand of Fagon's King is the hand to Fagon is Rhaenyra, man. Like
Fair.
she
She
can't
stinks. She
she can't
stinks.
figure it out. She can't. I'm still rooting for her. She's still my girl, but she just can't.
Ugh.
She's letting Damon talk to her. Like she got to put her foot down with Damon real
She's
quick.
not a leader.
Damon is the king of I'm gonna say this and then walk away. I'm gonna say this as I'm walking out the door, and there's nothing you could do about it. Come on. And the people that she's letting on a small council, like we were in her camp with like, okay, you're getting some people around you, but she lets the Frey girl on. Manderly is just being
The
disrespectful
best.
AF.
No, the best.
I know.
Love them
Um,
both. There's nothing
it's
better. They're my honey mentions this week because there's nothing better than having your work bestie in the meeting with you, and you could, yo, that was that whore.
yeah, so it stinks as a proud Rhaenyra stan.
She
She's
stinks.
fucking up. She's fucking up. And
Oh,
I'm hating it right now. I'm hating it.
she is the uh perfect example of someone who cannot handle the pressure of leadership.
And I hate it too because she's the one person that's finally challenging that, a woman can't be queen and it's not falling apart because she's a woman.
No,
It's falling apart because
she stinks.
she stinks. Viserys didn't groom her properly to become the heir and to become the queen. Um, and the people around her, especially, I don't want to say Damon only has his own interests, but he's got his version of where he wants this regime to go, and the two visions that the both of them have are not in line at all. So she doesn't really have anybody that's 100% in her corner, backing her up and seeing her vision.
Except maybe, and and she doesn't actually. Massaria, another hand to Fagon, stinks. So it's your whole job to know what's going on in the streets. People are doing graffiti and killing people, and you have no idea what's going
Yeah.
on. You're busy watching people in a locked room.
Yeah, good
Stinks.
point. And she, back to Rainier, Miss Area has her own um motivations as well. So
I think something's cooking with her. Something's going on,
yeah, the second Rainier doesn't do what she wants, she's gonna pull some shit, I think.
probably. Um, yeah, I don't. Oh, I'll give one last hand to the king, to Oscar Tully, because that's my man, Oscar.
Oh yeah, he was good.
He was good, and he outsmarted or outmarched. Uh, I I was reading this one thing or listening to this one thing where they were going and they were like, I think that whole conversation was a setup so that Cole would hear them, and I'm like, but then the guy he told got stabbed. Like, you're gonna sacrifice a whole person just to like
Yeah,
trick somebody? Like,
yeah.
um, but he's definitely doing good things. I think I like Oscar, the whole Sesame Street gang.
He learned his lesson.
Yes. Yeah.
He learned his lesson and got, the one up on Crispy and the boys. The Rice Krispie
Those,
treats, I call
the Rice Krispie treats.
them.
Those crow's feet are dirty work, my goodness.
I know. I
Woo!
know. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, like I thought they were gonna get attacked.
Yeah, I
Um,
thought like some
Oh,
what's her name? Melisandre stuff was about to go down.
yeah, smoke monster.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Alice finally actually doing some magic. You throw a rock and a bunch of bats come out. Like that's come on.
Oh, so scared.
Ugh. Um, yeah, whatever. Favorite scene this week.
Go ahead.
Um, I'm gonna go. mm, I'm not gonna pick that. So I have a scene in mind, and if next week or in the next couple episodes something happens that I think is gonna happen, then I'll kind of come back to this. So I'm not gonna pick that because that'll maybe spoil some stuff. So I'm gonna pick. I guess it's probably Laris's undressing of Aegon. It was just such a good scene. I loved, I mean, they both stink. Like they're entertaining characters, but they're clearly both pieces of crap. But him just being like, "You're a terrible person."
Yeah. Yeah, like he didn't even leave himself any outs as far as
No,
like, well, at least you're like, no, he like, you're a crybaby. You
yeah,
stink.
you
You
stink.
had every opportunity.
You're a drunk. You're
You're
a
a shitty
philanderer.
king.
Yeah,
Yeah. You're a
you
shitty king, and on
stink.
top of that, a shitty person.
Yeah, that was a thorough undressing. And you know what oh man, if he really wanted to like get like completely, absolutely just murder him, he could have been like, oh yeah, guess what? Jay out on your mom's feet.
Yes. I forgot about
Uh,
that creepy
I
stuff.
forget about that sometimes. I'm like, why was that? They didn't need that in the show.
Yeah.
Whatever. So yeah, I'll pick that this week. There was a number of good scenes though, so I'm surprised. I'm curious what you're gonna pick.
For some reason, I'm completely drawing a blank here. But the thing that stuck with me again this week is the same as last week. It's the last scene. It's
Okay.
Damon stumbling upon the bodies, stacked up at the table, which is clearly like a good cliffhanger. And what are we truly dealing with here? Like how many people? Because now this like there's like six of them, seven of them.
I think there was nine.
Exactly. So this isn't like a couple of people.
I,
Like this clearly should be setting off alarm bells. We're like, this is a lot bigger problem than two people getting picked off at a time. So, you know, we don't know what Orman's plan is. We're seeing part of it here with the gold cloaks. Um, but this feels very targeted at the gold cloaks. Why the gold cloaks? Why not like, I don't know, lords and I don't why specifically the gold cloaks. Who's doing it? Like we know who at the top is doing it, but who are these people? Who are these people?
who are all
Uh,
these people?
uh, they called it out on the Alt Shift X Q&A, but the guy that sends the letter was one of the guys on the battlements that Allison made sure they stood down when when
Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra shows up on her dragon. So it's definitely someone that's very loyal to the High Towers. That's in I don't want to say a leadership role, but is a part of this. I'm interested to see how deep it goes, how many people there are. Is it like his whole kind of group that he had up there? So I'm interested. I'm interested to see where it's going. And that was kind of like the moment where it's like, damn, this season's good and it's getting tense.
Yeah. I think agree. And I don't know what's going on here. So I'm very curious how they're gonna either have a show invention of like what's happening or kind of like route it into something that I know happens or combine things or like, I don't know. So I'm curious what's going on. I have a few theories, but I'm going to refrain from theorizing because I feel like it might give some stuff
You're
away. I don't
influenced.
want to
Yeah.
spoil anything. Um, but yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, to be fair, th like I said, it's the Sons of the Harpy like 2.0, but it's still cool. And it's entertaining and I enjoy it. And I will
It's a
also,
shocking visual.
yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And I'll also quickly say, not one favorite scene. Cinematography this week, I feel like was really good. A ton of like awesome shots in the forest when they were marching. I was just like, wow, that's so like nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, Kristen in Vagar's footprint.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, my least favorite scene, I have two.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick with this storyline, and I'm gonna go the scene, and not because it's a bad scene, the Damon and Luther talking, like talking about what's going on,
Yeah.
and Damon being like, Rhaenyra, like you gotta calm her down. Like, what did Rhaenyra say? She didn't say anything. Like Luther's in charge of a bunch of blood-hungry, crazy people,
Who are
and
unpaid.
yeah, and Damon is just blaming shit on Rhaenyra, and she didn't really like, he's definitely like, chicks, bro.
Yeah, he's like, the old ball and chain won't let me out.
Yeah,
Yeah, like, all right.
yeah. I mean, very
Take
in
my wife,
character.
take her. Like,
Yeah,
come on, bro. Take it easy.
very in character for Damon. Um, and Luther, like, yeah, definitely not my, hey, not my fault. They're both kind of like, yeah, I
I'm
had
not
nothing
in
to do with
charge.
this. Yeah, when they clearly both, have let this happen on some level. So that's my least favorite because it's just you're completely throwing your wife under the bus for some shit that, yes, she wasn't, I mentioned it last week, she wasn't clear enough as to what should be done, but maybe you shouldn't have to like lay it out in painstaking detail. So to blame it all on her is just kind of shitty by Damon.
Yeah. And like, listen, I don't know. If I'm Damon, why don't you maybe try and help your wife rule a little more instead of
That's what I'm saying.
like you were saying, like he's just like, all right, whatever, I'm gonna go handle the gold cloaks and just walk out of the room or like
Yeah,
whatever. Like,
flipping coins at her.
yeah, just why don't you like sit with her and like talk about it and be like, what's troubling you? How can I help?
Yeah, how can
Etc.
we make this better?
Happy life,
But
happy wife, bro. Come on.
yeah, yeah, but Damon's a little spurned that he's not getting his global takeover theory going.
Stupid. You're not Aegon the Conqueror, too.
Yeah.
You're Damon.
Seven kingdoms, nine kingdoms, 11 kingdoms. Like, come on, take it easy.
Take it easy, man. Um, uh, there was like a couple of scenes that I was kind of like whatever about, but my biggest complaint this episode, and I don't know if they've really shown it like this in other properties, other, maybe episodes of Game of Thrones, but it bothers me so much when Kristen Cole's army goes into this camp with I don't know how much more soldiers they have, but it's a lot more than this little contingent that Cole's running with. And I understand that everyone is maybe sleeping, but the second that you kill like one person and set like one fire, they're everyone's gonna wake up and be like,
Yeah.
"Yo, let's get him," and they're gonna
There he
chase
is.
him.
There's that emo fuck.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, I, that bothers me. That's like such a stupid, like everyone's sleeping, like, ugh, like they can't do anything, or like, all right, maybe they get a head start, but they're in a field. Like you could be like, there he is. Let's
Yeah.
get him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get on the horses.
Yeah.
It's not annoying.
Agreed. I do have an honorable mention for
Please.
least favorite scene because, I said I had two. The whole episode, Helene is like, not without my baby. Not without my baby. Not
Yeah.
without my baby. Boom, pushes open the door. She's like, get the fuck out of here.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Like, what was that about?
Well, she said something and Allison like was just like, "Oh, we'll get her in a little bit." And like Elena was like, "Okay."
Yeah, it's just, it didn't make sense that she would just automatically just give up on Jahara after that.
I mean, I think they're definitely like or they have been strongly hinting that she's not all there. Um,
Yeah.
and I think she's like in a moment like that, easily like directed, I'll say.
Yeah.
But that would be like if they did make it out, I have to, the first thing she's gonna be like, "Where's Jahara? I thought you said that she was coming."
Yeah, but that was different. That was when they got caught by what's her name?
Massaria. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
Because this is a separate breakout attempt
Yes,
now.
this is they find the secret passage. You're right.
Yeah. And she's just like, all right, let's go.
Let's go.
Who cares?
But to be fair to her, if you found a secret passage in your house, wouldn't you go into it and see what's going on?
A zillion percent, I'd never come out.
Never. Never. I'd live there forever.
I'd like, hold on, I'm gonna go get a jar of peanut butter and jelly and then a loaf of bread. I'll see you never.
You'll be fine. It's just, did you ever see Encanto?
No, not yet. I'm sure I will soon.
I'm sure you will soon. But yeah, it makes sense. I don't want to spoil it, but
Okay.
I would live in the walls. Yeah. Um, anything else about this episode to bring up?
We are very clearly saving budget.
Yes.
We are
Yes.
very clearly saving budget with these last three episodes. Interested to see. Oh, I didn't mean to talk about like Ormond building up the battlements at uh
Hamilton.
Tumbleton. So
And
obviously
like,
something big's about to pop off there, but they're not doing anything crazy these episodes, CGI wise.
no,
So
it's like
we're
a
saving
dragon in
up.
the background when
Yeah.
like Adam and Bela are like, Adam keeps being like, we should get something to eat.
Yeah. Grab some coffee.
Just say that you're hungry, man. Like it's
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. Yeah. I'm tired. I need a
You should
nappy.
eat. You need to eat. Um, there was something. Oh, just going back quickly to Tumbleton. I'm rather enjoying watching Darren and like Ormond and like that relationship and the fact that he's clearly terrified of him, but also wants to impress him. It's like it's an interesting dynamic. I like we said earlier, I don't know what his plan is to try to put him on the throne, but I guess him just being like maybe he's gonna try to kill Aemond. I
You
don't know.
could go
Maybe.
right off with his dragon. I I liked the wordplay with the unbowed, unbent, unbroken, House Martell's words. Like
No.
they obviously laid it on thick and with Ormond and Daeron, and then you got a little bit of the same thing with Kristen Cole. So I don't know, probably not any role at all, but are they hinting at something with Dorne maybe possibly popping up at some point? I think famously, I think they mentioned, or I don't know if I read this somewhere, like Dorne's pretty much just sitting back laughing at all this BS that's going on. So I doubt that they really do want to get involved. I forget didn't somebody ask for help at some point? And the Dorne was like, "No, we're good. We're
Yeah.
chilling."
Yeah, we're cool.
Um, yeah,
Good
so
talking to you though.
yeah, glad to hear from you. But very intentional to use their house words kind of twice like that. So are they laying the groundwork for something? Is it just a coincidence? Not coincident, you know what I mean, like a
Yeah.
tribute, but very interesting. And I do like both. Again, Kristen Cole sucks, but that speech that he gives, even though it's complete Delulu factory, like
Still
pretty
pretty good.
cool. Yeah, it's a pretty cool speech, and if that's the kind of delusion land you're living in, like he would think all those things. And even Ormond's kind of, I love too, where Dameron was like, "Oh, it's boring" or whatever he said, "It's dry," and then Ormond's like, "Oh, is it?" And then he tells that story and with all the unbowed and bent unbroken. So just very cool like monologues and like you said, like the lore dumps that we get. So
The
good
Lord
stuff.
dumps.
Lore, lore, Lore. We're not talking about Aegon picking up the Lord's dumps.
Lord dumps. Um, yeah, I don't think there's anything else. But like I said, I'm looking forward to next week already. Um, I will say maybe let's wrap up the show with a quick rubometer. Uh,
Ooh,
I don't know. I feel like last week he probably wouldn't have liked too much. I think maybe he might have liked this week.
he would say they're scheming, they're creaming, they're teaming up.
Willie Beeman.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. He very much did not like last season. So I feel like he'd be watching a lot of this stuff with um a skeptical and
Skeptically.
and
Yeah,
a cynical eye towards it. I think if you watch the whole season at once with low expectations,
maybe.
I mean we're getting back into like Game of Thrones territory, which clearly this is not Game of Thrones, but the bouncing around, the different characters, um, I don't know. I think that's what he liked about Game of Thrones. So if he went into this with an open up mind, as long as they land the plane in these next three episodes, well, I think the barometer would be pretty high for this season.
Yeah, true. I thought of it would have been maybe a fun segment if we would have him come on and we would just like tell him what happens and then he could say, "That's fucking stupid," and then
It just leaves.
yeah. Or like, "Oh, that sounds cool," and then leaves.
Yeah, we'll give him like an AI summary of the episode. You can just send
Yeah.
us a video of him reacting to what happened.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
all right. Well, if you want to jump off, that's fine. We appreciate you listening, hanging out with us. But tell me a little bit about the Odyssey. You texted me, you said, or you texted us, I think in the group text, like that it was worth it. I said, thanks for the invite. What do you got? Was it good?
So I said what I said, my exact words were,
Yes.
there's no debate anymore. Nolan is the GOAT.
Wow.
100%. He's the GOAT. I'm not even saying that this movie is a 10. I'm saying that this is what movies should be. Just the spectacle, like how,
Wow.
and someone made a mistake and bought 70 millimeter tickets and not 70 millimeter IMAX tickets.
Oh,
Um, so we're trying to right that wrong at some point. I'm gonna go back and see it again. Hopefully they extend the run and we're able to get the 70 mil IMAX. If not,
question.
go ahead.
When did you realize?
The night before.
We
The night
we
before.
like, oh.
Because we were looking at the site and it was like it says 7 a.m. showing and we have 8:30 tickets. And then so we had to Columbo and figure out what we did.
Ah,
Um, no, but again, before I get into it, I just want to say how happy I am that we saw it opening night or morning in our case, and I had no idea about the fucking discourse around this movie is so ridiculous and so I'm gonna flat out say it racist and so like insane world that some of these people are living in. Like, if you don't like who got casted, don't go see the movie. You're not obligated to. Nobody cares what you think. So I'm so glad I went into this movie without having any of that in my head at all, because there's not one point in the movie where Elliot Page came on the screen for like 4 minutes total, by the way. And Lupita Nyong'o, incredible. I like her a lot. I didn't think, like, I didn't clock it as, oh my God, how could they do this? Like, Matt Damon's not Greek. None of these people, like, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't need to go on a whole rant.
no,
The
I
movie
get
is
it.
so sick. I mean, the fact that like, this is all practical effects and is just, I hate to use the word, but this is literally where the word came from. It was epic. It was just so sick. It was, Tom Holland was awesome. Matt Damon, I thought was really good. Anne Hathaway, great. It was just, I don't know, man. It just, like I said, I don't know if it's one of the greatest movies of all time, story wise and the way that they told the story. But as far as like the accomplishment of making this movie, it is like you can't say anything other than it is one of the greatest movies of all times. It is one of those things like go see it in the theaters if you can. If you don't have an IMAX near you, I would, whatever, just see it with like the sound system and like, because it's really like cool what they did with this movie. And I went in again famously illiterate, famously stupid. Like literally have no. I feel like you're a big GM guy, as I call it, Greek mythology guy.
No,
No,
I I fucking hate Greek mythology.
really.
I just
Um,
I always hated it for no reason.
yeah, like I don't, I never, it was never a part of my curriculum in school, and it was never something I went out of my way to read, or even if it was part of my curriculum, I probably didn't do it. So I really don't know anything other than this dude goes on this crazy long journey and there's a Cyclops. Like that's literally the only thing I knew going in. So I feel
Same.
like that benefited me in some way to just kind of experience this telling of the story. Um, I and I have had so much conversation around, well, she is basically talking to me and at me and explaining the differences and this is a story that she grew up on, so it's cool to have her point of view and like her understanding of it. Um, yeah, man, it's such a, I don't know. Not every movie can be made with this much pomp and circumstance, right? Like you need to, but if you're gonna have like a summer blockbuster movie, like this is it.
All right. All right.
What's
I'm
your interest level? What's your
um
thoughts?
I'm interested, but and it's funny, a friend of mine texted me yesterday and was like, "Hey, you want to see the Odyssey?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, what the hell?" And then just while we were recording, he said something like, "Does it have to be IMAX? Do you care?" Um, I don't I don't really care. Like if we could see it in IMAX, fine, but I'm also like not waiting a month or whatever. And honestly, if I don't see it anytime soon, like I don't care.
I would I gave Oppenheimer 10 out of 10 last year and we saw it in the 70 mil IMAX and it was cool to see it in the IMAX. Um, but the fact that they shot this entire movie, like if you we saw Sinners, right? Like the aspect ratio changed from, they filmed a lot of it digitally or on
Right.
film, and then some stuff on IMAX. This is literally the only movie ever shot completely in the IMAX format. So if you could see it, like I said, if you could see it in IMAX, great. You're not coming to the city and you couldn't anyway because they're all sold out. The
Yeah,
70
it's
mil
till like
IMAX.
forever.
Dude, and there's like 3 a.m. showings, 2 a.m. showings, like everything sold out
That's crazy.
completely. So if you can see it in an IMAX, I would do it. But like I said, I would very much say see it in the theater, at least for the experience of the sound system and not having to worry about, the sound system being cranked up to 12 because the music, the sounds, like everything is top notch. It's just filmmaking to me. And again, this whole podcast is based on the fact that, Robbie and I don't watch a lot of movies, but I'm very grateful that we have watched all these movies that at least I had no knowledge, really, not no knowledge, but I have a little bit more now based on everything we've seen and talked about that it just made me really kind of appreciate everything that went into this. And I'm not the one like everybody, we have our Sonoses, we have our nice TVs, like we have a pretty good home viewing experience, everybody at this point.
But it's not the
Uh,
same.
it's not. And for something like this, it's definitely worth it to go see in the theater.
Yeah, absolutely. There's that. I'm not like against seeing things in a theater. There are movies I want to see in a theater. I want to see. I would like to see this, but again, if I don't make it, it is what it is. But I want to see Spider-Man at the end of the month, and I want to see Doomsday trailer
Mhm.
drop today. I want to see that in the theater.
That's what I like. Perfect case in point. Like we saw the Spider-Man trailer, and I was like, oh, I want to see that because I have like the Tom Holland Superman movies, but I'm perfectly like I said, I have a good enough setup at home where like I think I'll be okay with just seeing that one at home.
Yeah, like if I miss it, again, it's hard for me to go do anything for
Right.
myself these days. So if I miss Spider-Man or even Doomsday, like I'm not gonna cry about it. I would like to see them in the theater, but like you said, I got a decent home entertainment setup. That's fine enough. But Kids will bother
I
me.
just the last hour of the movie is so fucking good. It
How
is
long is it? Is it like 3 hours?
252, I
Oh,
think,
jeez.
because and only because he said he shot a lot more for it, but because like they could that's the maximum amount that they could fit on the reels.
That's crazy.
Like Oppenheimer was longer, um, but because some of it was not in IMAX, they could or shot digitally, like they could do a longer movie, but this is like the literally the limit of um what they could actually put on reel.
I
And I
have a
think too
feeling that I'm gonna not like it.
I like literally the only way I could see you not liking it, and not you specifically, but like most people, is if you're so married to a specific version
I don't care.
of the Odyssey. Like that's like a lot of the debate around it, and this is a story that was passed down from generations and told orally and never like formally written down until 15 years, not 15, like 1500 years after, it first started getting told. So who's to say what the ultimate version of it is? And people have different, like, there's so many different translations of it out there. And the one that Nolan chose to be a little bit more faithful to is one of the more recent ones. And even that, like, he's changed it a little bit. Um, yeah, it's a very cool piece of history, I feel like, movie in the film world. Something like this is just so grand. And like I said, I mean, there's some shit in there that you see that I refuse to believe that it was practical effects.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of like one scene specifically. It's just like I don't even understand how they would do
What, the
that
sirens?
practically. No, not the sirens. The
Had to be CGI.
no, they were real and they were spectacular. Um,
Wait, quick question.
yeah.
Is the meme going around, is that accurate or is that made up for
What?
the lols? It was like a meme going around that it was like, all right, fine, I'll go see the Odyssey. And it's like a bunch of girls that are just like
No, no, no,
voluptuous.
no.
I had to assume that that was made up.
Yeah, it was like, oh, okay, I see the vision now, right? Or
Yeah.
something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, yeah.
Um, no, it's just cool, man. It was really good. Do you care if I spoil somebody that was in it? Because I haven't seen that they were in it. John Leguizamo's in it,
I love him.
and he was really good.
I
I
really hope he's not a POS because every time he pops up, I'm like, ooh, John Leguizamo. Like when he shows up in, we just recently watched John Wick fairly recently, and he was in that, and I'm like, love him.
yeah, I feel like I've seen like videos of him on the street kind of being a dick to people, but it's also like people like running up with the camera right in his
Yeah,
face, and he's just kind of like, yo, back the fuck up. Like
yeah,
you
chill
don't you
out.
don't know me like that.
Yeah,
But he seems like a pretty cool guy. But yeah, I was John Bernthal. I mean, come on, the best, the fucking best.
he is good. I like him, but I also feel like he'd probably be annoying to be around in real life.
He seems like he's very like enthused about. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is,
Intense,
but
maybe.
like intense. Yeah, yeah. Um, no, but I mean, 3 hours, and like I said, it is. I don't know if I'd want to go see it again if we saw it in IMAX the first time, but like I do want to have that experience because, like I said, the fact that it was shot that whole entire way, I feel like I need to scratch that itch.
That's fair. Hey, listen, it's sold out, but you are in a unique position in that you're fairly close to it. So if I had that opportunity, I'd probably try to take it too.
Yeah, I mean, if we like, I would go see it in the digital IMAX if it really came down to it. Like, if there's
Yeah,
just no way,
I think
just to get that aspect ratio and like the full frame of everything,
there's
because there's a
some,
lot of like epic shot, like really
oh, I'm
sick
sure.
shots.
There's like some laser IMAX or some whatever the F it is around here that people are saying is like a pretty good second option.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it would probably go IMAX 70 mil, IMAX laser, then probably what we saw it in, like the 70, like the actual 70 millimeter film, because it still looked great.
Oh, I'm sure.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, but I'm fully on board with like nobody's doing it like Nolan. I'm sorry, like Scorsese. I don't know, man. I like his movies, but I don't know. Like he's got a
They're
couple
different.
hits, a couple big hits, but just Nolan is just like to me, from what I've learned so far with this whole project of us watching all these movies, he just scratches my itches, and I think he's just the most. And it bothers me a little bit that you can kind of tell he's self-righteous, and he like definitely is sniffing his own farts a little
Oh
bit a
yeah.
lot.
He loves his own
Um,
brand.
yeah, yeah, but I don't know, man. I'm into it, and I think he's doing shit that the way he tells stories and the way. I don't know. I enjoy it, and there's always every time I finish watching one of his movies, like I'm all like I want to read about it. I want to hear breakdowns and find out more about it and what happened and what did I miss and all that kind of stuff. And that's what we love about House of Dragon and Game of Thrones is like, okay, I like the story, but I also what are people saying about it? Like what do they think? Like what's the lore behind some of this stuff? So I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, I agree.
I do kind of want to read the Odyssey at this point and just to get like I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know. I don't know where else to go with it, but we said it was going to be a quick Odyssey corner, and I gushed
It's
for
been, yeah,
15
15
minutes.
minutes.
But yeah,
Um, well, yeah, again, I probably will see it, and if so, then maybe we'll do uh another 15 minutes in the near future.
I would love to hear what you think about it.
Yeah, I don't want to, but I honestly think it's gonna be similar to Oppenheimer where I'm like, yeah, it was pretty good, but that's about it.
I
I
don't
just have
think
that feeling.
I don't think you could feel that way about this movie. Like Oppenheimer, I could get, excuse me, I could get it because it's just like we're just following this one guy through his whole life, and it's like
Isn't that what we're
drama.
doing with the Odyssey?
But it's different though. Come on,
Odysseus, man, we're following him.
I know, but he's doing cool
I
shit.
know,
Like
I know, I'm
Oppenheimer's like
joking.
fucking doing math on the chalkboard. Like, all right, we get it. You're smart. Um, no, it's just I don't know. It's to me, it would be hard to like watch the movie, and now
And
I'm
not
I'm
enjoy it.
fucking gassing it up like crazy. Um,
No,
I don't know.
what I know that you're easily entertained. So while I am taking your enthusiasm under advisement, I'm not also getting gassed up. I'll say
Yeah,
it that way.
I hate to do that too, but like I don't know. I'm excited. I'm
Oh,
excited.
it's
I
okay
enjoyed
to
it.
it's
I'm
okay
not
to
saying
like
that.
things.
Yeah, I'm not saying that everybody should say, "Oh my God, it's a 10." I don't even know if I would give it a 10. Um, I think I might like Oppenheimer a little bit more. Um,
Fair.
but this is just, like I said, to keep using the word, just epic. It's an epic piece of
Cinema.
storytelling. Yeah,
Cool.
absolute cinema. I did see, it was funny, like all the memes and stuff. It's, um, because of the debate about like, oh, I can't even see it in IMAX. And someone had a meme of I just saw the Odyssey, and all I could say is, and it's the Marty Scorsese absolute cinema, but the top of the word and the bottom of the word is cut off.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
very clever. Oh, yeah.
Good stuff.
Good. Um, all right. Well, if you're still with us, thank you. Um, we appreciate it. And we'll see you next week for episode 6. Maybe another 15-ish minutes on Odyssey if I can get out of the house. We love you.
Right.
Tell them good night.
When I hear a sound,
Good night, Allison and Helena. Rest in
my
peace in the
young son
walls.
Gabriel walks in.
Oh,
My wife said, no, Gabriel.
No way they're getting out of
I said,
that,
"No.
right?
Let the boy watch.
come on.
Let
There's no
the
way.
boy watch. He needs to learn the way I learned from my father. The way he learned from his father. Let